everybody.
Hello.
My name's Val.
My name is Mandy.
This is We're All Strangers podcast.
Navigating life together.
And today we're here with a very special guest. You are?
Hello, I'm Cameron.
And what are we navigating today?
Today we are navigating acting and mental health.
Yes, we are. Woo, woo. So excited to have you, Cameron. Could you give us a little rundown on who you are?
So, I'm Cameron. I am 19. I turn 20 tomorrow, October 16th.
Wow.
Happy early birthday. This is so excited. Your last day of being a teen with us.
I know.
Yes,
Shit's
technically
crazy.
when people are watching this, it'll be belated birthday.
Yo,
but
yeah.
It's okay.
It's fine.
You're turning 20. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's actually very surreal. You know, that's crazy.
And what's your major?
Theater, acting, all that jazz.
Very nice.
Super
Yes.
cool. So to start us off, we've started a new concept, and that is the icebreaker. The icebreaker of questions. Icebreaker box. All
Got
right.
it.
So you're gonna pick a question, pick as you choose.
Ooh. What are top 3 items on your bucket list?
Oh.
That's a good question. I never really thought about that for bucket list.
Is there any specific places you want to travel? Things you want to do?
I would love to go to Hawaii.
Oh.
I want to go to Hawaii really bad.
That's on my top 3
Yeah.
bucket list as well.
So I guess go to Hawaii. I want to actually make a movie, raise a certain amount of money. It doesn't have to be crazy Hollywood budget, but
Like you want to direct the movie, or you want to be
I wanna-
partaking in the movie? And
both.
A little bit of both.
Directing and acting.
Okay.
But
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, let's work together, Cameron. When is that movie going to be made?
I have no idea. I need to write it and I need to figure it out, but I have a pretty good story for it.
So you already have some concepts in mind.
I have so many concepts. I have so many movie ideas in my phone.
Is it when you guys do your notes and you're trying to figure out movies? Is it when you're trying to figure out your movies, do you guys write them in your notes? Is it when you think of the thoughts, you immediately write it down?
How do you do that, Cameron? What is your method? And I'll
Well,
say mine.
what I like to do is that I like to kind of play it out in my own way, certain scenes or whatever. It sounds really crazy, but I'll talk to myself almost as if I am doing the scene.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy, but I promise I'm not crazy.
I think I do that sometimes. I just go through scenarios and I'm sitting and talking about it. So
then I'm I don't know, I get an idea about okay, well, if this is gonna be happening, how is this happening, and all this stuff like that, and what is the effect of these characters with everything that's going on? What is the plot? Mm-hmm. What are their goals and stuff like that? And then after I really think about it, and I'm oh yeah, and then I write all of what I can down in my notes. But I try to mainly go for plot first.
So for me, when I have an idea for a film, also I love your Back to the Future socks. I just peeped those.
Yes.
Show it to the camera.
You're gonna have to do a little.
Back to the Future.
I don't know if you can see it, but
You love
One
them.
of the best, I think, films from the old. Have you seen it?
I just watched it I think a year ago, and I don't know what I've been doing my whole
amazing.
life and
The
why I
best
haven't watched
movie.
it.
I grew up watching all 3. Third one, personal opinion, not my favorite. The cowboy one.
Nobody likes the
Right?
third one. I love the third.
you like
I
the
think
third
it
one.
is a perfect trilogy.
All right.
I don't think anything's
their
wrong
own.
with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with
No,
them.
they're great. So the way that I work with films is just if it's something that I really want to develop, because I used to just any little idea for a skit video I would do. I have an idea journal. It literally says new ideas with a light bulb in the front. I used to just write either the concept, bullet points of what I want, and then that was my little funny Mandy YouTube videos. And now when I want to make a short film, I usually always just have a scene idea. I have an idea of a specific wow, this would be such a beautiful scene, and then I'll work a story around just that scene. So fun fact, if you guys haven't seen my short films, which we put in the description,
yes.
Cameron is my lead in Ollie's book, and then a supporting character in my first car. So we help each other a little bit with film and acting and all that. But with Ollie's book, I was at the library and I just thought, wow, it would be such a pretty scene just to have somebody walking through here, like a very mystical, you know, in awe type of scene. And that scene is in Ollie's book, and I kind of revolved my ideas there, and that's how it happens.
I love watching them all come together. I feel like the whole technical side behind everything is really interesting. I think watching even like you go into characters really interesting. I feel like now I watch movies so much more differently because like you really watch them the way that they're created versus just like watching them like as is, and you like see, I'm like, oh, I wonder how they got this film thing or how they like did this take or whatever. Like my cousin has his roommate, he's talked to you that he does music videos and like all the process behind the music videos, and I think that's really cool too. But
I just realized you never said your other two bucket lists, so quickly
Oh,
just
yeah,
tell
you have
us
one
all.
more. One
Yeah,
more.
honestly, probably make my comic book. I have, yeah. So I made
See
up.
our
like,
reaction.
I made up a whole story of like a superhero, and chronologically, it would start with his dad and then end with his son. Yeah.
that.
And they're all superheroes, and it's I call it Extreme.
I was gonna say, what's the name?
Yeah, it's called Extreme, and
Can you sketch? Like, can you do like the little drawings?
yeah, no, I can
Yes,
draw it.
he
yeah.
can.
Yeah.
When I was filming for my short film, Ollie's book, his little book that I gave him as a prop, while he'd be waiting around or like writing between the scenes, he just like doodled, and I got the journal back and I was going through it and I was like, what the heck? It was so good. Like he
Wait,
did
that's
this
so
whole
cute.
like
They're all right.
I think you did like
They're
a
all right.
superhero on that book.
Yeah.
But that was a great icebreaker. I love hearing like new creative projects, especially from Cameron, because I've talked multiple times about Cameron with like artistic creative stuff, and it's always like so refreshing to hear. So it's nice.
No, I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with question number 1, and it is: when did your passion for acting arise, and what is prompting you to pursue a career in acting?
What made me want to start acting and stuff like that was when I was little, I always saw myself playing sports, mainly soccer. I loved soccer and stuff like that. But I never got on a team or anything like that. But then like I would watch all these old cowboy shows like Gunsmoke and I forgot the other names, but just like old cowboy shows and like old movies in general with my grandparents. And then I would find myself going outside and like recreating like all of that just for my own entertainment and fun. And then basically my family was just like, well, why don't you like there's this theater camp or whatever, like Rising Stars. Shout out Rising Stars.
Shout out Rising Stars.
And they were doing Frozen. This was before it was a Broadway musical. And
Oh my gosh, I saw it. It's so good, by the way. Just
Really?
Put that out there. Frozen the musical, beautiful.
I only seen the movie.
Okay.
But I went in and I auditioned and I got Prince Hans, which I was like, okay.
Hey.
I was like, all right.
And what grade? What grade?
I don't know, maybe third,
Nice.
fourth, maybe.
When I was in 3rd grade, I was in a play. I played the fork.
From what?
Beauty and the Beast.
No, I actually didn't have any
Some random.
any speaking roles.
Random
I'm pretty
fork.
sure for like the porridge. What is the porridge? The girl with the porridge and the bears.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Yeah, I was just the
Porridge. What?
I just stood there.
What? What the hell?
She must have blacked out on stage.
I didn't speak,
Maybe.
but that was my role. I just wanted to let
I
you
was
guys.
Very
I was
nice.
the juggler in Aladdin in 5th grade.
I was Genie in Aladdin Jr. for
Okay.
8th grade.
All
I did a better role than
Yes.
you did.
Yes.
Yeah, he's more the theater kid than I am. I just go behind the scenes, everybody.
I also played Lord Farquaad.
I heard this story. I
That's
have.
an iconic role that we've heard from.
Oh,
I love it.
From who?
From you or
Oh.
From Damien. Damien's my boyfriend and his best friend, by the way. So this is how my connection to Cameron
Hi, Damien.
sprouted. Damien wanted
Shout
a
out to
feature.
Damien.
He wanted to say that he wanted you to say that he's his best friend. That you're his best
Oh
friend.
yeah.
Oh
Damien
yeah,
was
absolutely.
like-
No, he's my best friend.
Damien
100%.
was like,
That's
"What's
boy's my
your-
brother.
What's your first question of the interview? Who's your best friend?
That was
That's
my-
your first question.
Oh, Damien Isaac Ruiz.
Full name.
But yeah, so
So it started from there.
It started with Frozen and stuff like that, and I really liked it. I thought it was really cool how like I can see the behind the scenes and the backstage and all that stuff. It was really fun. And I also enjoyed like being like, oh, this wasn't supposed to happen, blah blah blah, and like seeing the reaction of people. Like little Cameron would just be like, oh my god, that's so cool, you know what I mean? And then
Or when you'd go up and like you get each turn of the claps from the audience.
yeah, no, yeah, but yeah, and then I don't know, I kept doing it and I really liked it, and then like more so around like I would say like around high school, that's when I prompted a career for acting, because like I just
It's your passion.
it's my passion. Like I don't know, like I love it. It's
But it's
so
definitely
much fun.
it's definitely a hard career to get into. I
No,
know.
it is. It's very competitive and very tricky. And if I am not doing a show or a movie or anything like that, I'm not working.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that.
What's the big plan to be?
Well, as of right now, it'd be cool to eventually move to New York, and then just try to scooch my way into Broadway.
you want to do Broadway then?
Broadway and film.
Awesome.
Yeah, but
Super
like.
cool.
Is that hard to balance the two? Like I don't know if
I mean.
A lot of famous actors do it. A lot of what they do is like they will start on Broadway and then they just
they
kind
get
of keep
some
doing
roles.
more films, like start a more film career, but they always go back to Broadway. And I think that's what I would want to do.
If he was to do both at the same time, you could do it. You're just gonna be super
I'm
busy.
gonna
We
be
will never.
super
we will
busy. I'm
never
gonna
see
be
Cameron.
Flying back and forth.
We will never see Cameron until the show and movie. like.
Pretty
this-
much, yeah.
But there
No,
is, yeah. I'm not surprised if he, you'd probably be able to do it.
is there a
You got it.
specific actor, actress, or anyone specific that has like been a role model for you in a sense?
Johnny Depp.
Oh.
Yeah.
So good.
I just like I don't know, like he's such a great actor and like I
Favorite
love
movie
how
with him?
That is a good question. Honestly, I'm probably gonna have to say the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise because that's how I first discovered him,
Yeah.
and like I always loved Jack Sparrow, so
Yeah.
probably Pirates of the Caribbean franchise for me.
Super cool.
My favorite director of all time is Steven Spielberg. I love Steven Spielberg. He's
Who's
great.
Steven Spielberg? Like what movies
He
has he
is
directed?
like the
Jurassic Park,
the
Jaws,
E.T.
half of the movies that
Oh,
you
wow.
have seen.
See, guys, I don't know names. This is why it's the education process.
He's kind of that role model lead in film.
Yeah. No, he's like so powerful and Universal that literally he walks into an office is like, I'm gonna do this, and Universal's like, okay.
At his feet.
They literally do let him do whatever he wants because like
He's that good.
He's one of the best filmmakers ever. So yeah.
Is he someone like your directors like someone you've
He's-
a role model for?
He's amazing. I mean, all the movies that he's done are some of my favorite movies, or some of like the most like iconic staples for film. But I didn't want to be basic and say Steven Spielberg because that's a lot of people's answers. But like, you're not wrong. Like, it's a valid answer. I was gonna say Christopher Nolan is a great one. He's the one who did Inception and Interstellar. Those big mind-boggling movies. He did those because I just love like full circle moments. Like I've been trying to, besides in my first car, the names of my short films, I try to do like full circle moments. So the one with you in it was a full circle moment of I'm not gonna spoil it, but like a full circle moment. The next one that I'm gonna be filming next month is another like, whoa, So definitely, I think I look into inspiration with him, but I don't know. I'm not very film etiquette. Like I'm not very film literate. So I don't know my people.
True.
But I'm glad you named 2 people that I know and I love in film.
Yeah.
Guys, I
So-
wish I was. Like, I'm actually really jealous because
But you enjoy movies. And
I
like,
enjoy
get
a
in
good
depth
movie,
about
but
it
I
too.
think like Damien always gets so mad at me because I don't know my movies. He makes all these references and he's like does all these things, and I'm like, I didn't get it. But like I wish I did. I really wish, because like it's really cool. Like, and like hearing you talk about it, you sound so passionate about it, so it's really
It's
interesting.
okay. When a pre-med student comes and talk, Val's gonna be on it, and I'm gonna be like, what? This and that. I make movies. So, Cameron, for actors like yourself, there are certain characters that have serious mental issues or, their own little thing to their character, and for you to play those roles, does that ever kind of take a toll on your mental health? And like, for example, everybody knows the whole conspiracy theory with Heath Ledger and playing the Joker. People think that he got psychotic because he had to play a psychotic role. So do you think that has been played for you when you do certain characters or roles?
No, not really. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, I haven't really played
A
a
crazy
role
role.
that's like super insane. I would love to. Like, if I did Heathers, I would. It's so basic, but I mean, like, it's
What's
true.
Heathers?
Heathers is. It was like a 1985-86 film with Christian Slater and Winona Ryder, and it's like a dark comedy. And JD is like fucking psychotic. Like, actually, like, crazy. Like, there's a scene in the movie where, like, these 2 jocks try to, like, make fun of him, and then he pulls a gun out and shoots blanks at them.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's like, actually, like, it's nuts. So
you would play JD?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I guess in the sense of that, yes, it definitely could. I feel like it's different for everybody. I feel like, it depends on your own mental health and stuff like that and how deep you go into the role. I don't think I would go super deep for JD, though, to the point where, like, I'd actually become psychotic.
Yeah.
Is it hard to like get into those like emotions? Like, I don't know, like you said you haven't necessarily played a role like that, but is it hard to like dive deep into those
It's
emotions?
all sense memory. So, like, you read the script or you're acting it out and stuff, and it's like, okay, well, the character is feeling this at this current moment. What similar feeling have I felt to this before that I can
So you
apply?
do dive into certain emotions in order to portray
Yes.
the emotions of the character. That's
Yes.
how you. That's,
Yeah, but
Does
like
that-
again, it's like different for a lot of actors and stuff like that. I definitely think that there can be parts of a character or in a show that like could trigger something, like in the sense of like PTSD wise or like just trauma or something that like you personally had gone through that you're like trying to forget or whatever, but this character is literally in that same exact position. When there's something that you can like, when a character is in a very similar position or situation that you have been in before, I feel like it's a lot easier to play that scene out and play that character because it's like I can relate to you, so.
I feel like people don't realize, like, with acting, how much, like, mental mindset you have to, like, put yourself into. Like, even when you said earlier, you have to, like, allow yourself to dive into certain emotions to portray the character's emotions. Like, it sounds easy, but, like...
It's not.
It's not. I've tried to do that. Like, I feel like theater acting is extremely fun. It's more of like the adrenaline. You get the audience live with the reaction. So that's always been fun. But because I'm going more down the film route, I've tried to do acting, and I just, I had to dive into those emotions, and I just can't. Like, it's really hard for me to put myself in there. And I'll even think about past, like, if I have to be, like, filming for a breakup, I'll be thinking about me during a breakup, and I just, like, can't get sad. Like, honestly, what makes me sad to get into the mindset is thinking about those compilation videos of those soldiers, like, surprising their kids. That's what I think about. But it's really hard. It's like, and it's also takes a lot of energy. Like it's almost like a little mental and physical workout. And so
Yeah.
that's why I've always like preferred behind the scenes, behind the camera. But it really is like a thing that people don't realize because I feel like it's way easier said than done. You know?
What's your personal preference with like the type of roles you like to play? Do you?
I mean, I feel like for a good majority of my acting career so far, I have been doing comedic roles. Like the show that I'm doing at Valencia College on November 30th and December 2nd.
Go see Cameron if you're in Orlando. Go Pumas.
Go Pumas.
Go Pumas.
This
Go
episode
Pumas.
will be out by then, so you guys definitely should be there.
Yeah,
There we
should
go.
Go watch Cameron.
There we go.
Be the star.
It's gonna be how to succeed in business without really trying. I play JB Bigley, the boss, who's more so the comedic relief. But yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, like I want to do all kinds of roles just because like that's how you get better. You know. But like I'm by no means I am not a great actor. I would consider myself. I think I'm very good. But I mean, I still have so much to work on, you know, to get better and stuff like that. And that's like kind of the only reason why I'm in school. That's why I haven't dropped out yet.
So your classes, it's mainly just
Yeah, so
the
like
workload is not too bad.
no, for acting classes and stuff, the workload is not terrible at all. It's just like it depends on the professor and it depends on what kind of acting class you are taking. Because like there's like improv classes, there's regular acting classes and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Super cool.
Very nice.
All right, so my question is kind of ties into the last question a little bit, but what's your D-roll post-performance process? Like, how do you? Well, because he did say he didn't struggle with distinguishing. What?
Yeah, I mean that question still applies. Like, do you ever, even if it's a comedic role and you are kind of like in that zone in that role, do you ever like find yourself kind of elongating that into your like everyday routine, or you're able to like, you know what, the show's over, that's it, that's my role, boom. Like,
I mean,
how's that process for you? No matter the role of the
I
character.
feel like in a ways I don't leave. I mean, like, I find it easy for me to snap in and out of character. So after a show, like, you know, I'm not JB Bigley. I'm Cameron Wasteney, but
That's
I
how you
feel
say
like
your last name? Wow.
yeah.
That is.
Wasteney?
I thought it
Wow.
was. That is not
Well,
how
how
it's
do you
pronounced.
think it was pronounced?
Wasteney.
Nope.
Wow.
I've been called Wasteney, Wastini, Watney. Somebody forgot the S. I was at a thespian competition, and
Hey, shout out to our thespian.
hey, fellow thespians.
What's up?
What is it's acting competition.
It's when you go to a theater competition, you yourself are called a thespian. You are performing and competing at the thespian
I
festival.
want to go.
It's a whole nother world.
They're fun. I actually really miss thespians. I was thinking about this the other day. I miss it so much.
I thought about it. I was like, the fact that Cameron went to the thespian competitions, I went to the thespian competitions. You know how many times we probably like saw
Did
each
you go
other
to
before?
States in
I did.
Tampa?
I did.
Really?
My senior and my freshman year.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Great job. So you said you're able to go in and out of these characters.
Yeah, but
right?
I don't think I like lose my humor, like my. I feel like for like comedics or whatever,
Just who you are.
yeah.
Remember, real quick, I remember when I played the Mad Hatter role my senior year, I because I based it off of Johnny Depp too as his Mad Hatter role, and I had this little like laugh that like laugh that he does, the crazy laugh, and it started becoming my part of my regular laugh. So when like people would be making jokes and I'm like in my regular like Mad Hatter show is over, like I did my thing, I'd laugh and they're like, why are you laughing like that? And it's like almost like it slipped out. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like for me it was weird. I had like trouble like
Do you have a video of your performance?
I know I showed our picture. I can try to find a video.
The last time I saw a picture of me as Lord Farquaad was when I went to go back at SDCS, my middle school, and I visited my old director, Mary Waxman. Shout out Mary Waxman.
Just pulling out all the names.
And what is it? I walked into the room and I just saw the little picture of me as Farquaad, and I'm like, oh God. It's like one of those roles that's like.
How was that on your
like
knees? Because for that role, you're
Awful.
on your knees the whole time, right?
I had volleyball knee pads. That was about it.
Oh.
Yeah, it didn't do anything. It, like, after a while, like, it hurt. And, like, I couldn't stand up because the cape needed to be taped to my shoes. Because if we didn't do that, then, like, the cape would have moved and you would have been able to see my legs.
Oh,
and stuff.
you had to fully commit. That was it.
Yeah, no, I was on my knees the entire show.
See, that's a
Even
role
during
that's
intermission.
mentally excruciating, or I guess physically.
I tried to sit in a chair during intermission, and I had to have two people lift me up, and I had to sit down like this. And it was whatever, but it was great. Like, I did, like, it was a lot of fun, because I was able to, like, work with the crowd and stuff, so, like, I, like, they would cheer, I tell them to stop,
awesome.
you know,
I
all
love
that
that.
stuff. And,
So- No, that's awesome. So you said that, like, I guess these roles don't really give you, you know, like, you're able to snap in and out. But how about, like, timing-wise and rehearsal-wise? Like, does that ever get to your, like, your mentality? Because it's a lot, like, acting and rehearsing and, like, your timing-wise, being there. Like, does that ever exhaust you? Like, do you ever burn yourself out? Or it's just strictly, like, this is what I love to do, so it's, like, I'm okay?
I mean, I feel like there are days where I'm, like, really tired and, like, I just want to lay down or sit down, put my head down and sleep. But a majority of the time, I actually am very much so looking forward to rehearsal. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's I don't know, it's like a safe space, kind of, you know?
So I know we were gonna briefly talk about mental health, and so, you know, whenever you're struggling, whenever you're having like a tough day or anything, like, would you say like that is your safe space, and like you go to it to kind of like distract yourself sometimes?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's an escape from reality, for sure. The minute I like walk into rehearsal, I kind of like forget about everything that's been going on, good or bad. And then once I come out, it's like
You, like, jump back into reality.
It's
yeah.
like, all right, back at it.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, like, have you ever, like, had to do a role and you kind of, like, dealt with your own personal issues and then you had to go to rehearsal, like,
Yeah.
but
For sure.
it turns off because you're in your
Yeah,
your safe
I mean,
space.
like, it depends on how, like, very much serious the situation could be. Depending on how serious it is, it'll kind of put me in this very quiet mood. But regardless, like, I'm just happy to at least be there. But yeah, no, it's definitely an escape.
Do you ever feel, because you carry out this comedic personality, you're this funny guy, you're this, you're that, do you ever feel like that puts pressure on you on your regular day-to-day life when you are going through some sort of struggles and you feel like you have to carry out this personality?
The older that I do get,
Gosh.
the older that I do get, like, I don't know, like, I really would like to have the mentality of, like, everything is going to be okay. Like, it's gonna be fine. Everything
everything happens
out.
for a reason. Val and I have been
Like-
trying to carry that throughout our whole podcast situation, and just like our everyday things is everything does happen for a reason.
And stuff like that. It's laughter is the best medicine
Yeah.
for anything and everything. So I always try to, somebody else is down in the dumps or whatever, you know,
You always try to
cheer them up with a stupid little joke or show them a funny video that I think is funny, but then again, my humor is broken. So
I think sometimes I have a tendency to always try to put up with this kind of a front sometimes, because I feel like people always say, like, the people I'm hanging out with, they're like, how are you so happy all the time? How are you so this all the time? And it's because, honestly, in some way, me faking it or me laughing with you or me whatever kind of helps. It kind of makes me tricks myself into being like, you know what? I'm happy. I'm good. I'm great. I'm laughing. I'm making jokes about my situation. I'm making light of it. Like, it is what it is. How the heck does this happen to me? How do I get myself put in the situation? Like, whatever. And I'll make laugh of it. and I end up being, once again, everything happens for a reason, and it ends up, things happen, things pass. Sometimes life sucks, and you just gotta keep going through the motions.
Amen.
Exactly.
Yes.
So now to kind of like tie another piece of mental health and acting together, would you say you're an anxious person? You have anxiety?
Oh, yeah.
So
I actually just, like, recently, like, a couple months ago, I just been getting, like, really bad anxiety attacks.
really? And how does that fit with theater? Is that, again, just an anxiety relief for you? Because some people get more anxiety because either the stress or the rehearsals, that cause anxiety, or being on stage, being the best, character you can. How does that tie with your anxiety?
I mean, I definitely get anxious before the show just because, like, I want everything to go right. But when I'm about to go on to the stage, it's more of an adrenaline rush, only because it's like, oh, okay, here we go. Like, you cannot do anything about it. Like, you have to, like, the show must go on, as they say.
Yes.
And so, like, I don't know, the minute that I get on there, I do my thing, hear how the audience reacts to me and stuff like that, it makes me feel better, and then I'm just more comfortable. And I'm like, all right, let's do it, kind of thing.
Other than going on the stage, other than that, what are some other ways that you kind of help cope with it? Like, help.
your
What's your
anxiety.
de-stressor?
This is going to sound a bit strange, because I know, like, when I say this to a lot of people, they're like, really? But I listen to ASMR to calm me down.
Oh.
I think that the stress and anxiety relief ASMR is...
I love ASMR.
I know, and these mics are so soft.
I know we can literally do ASMR.
Wow, guys, this is so weird.
So you know what ASMR is, right?
Yes.
Everybody knows. Okay, but I feel like I, as a kid, like, dived into ASMR early before it became like a trend, and so, like, I don't know, what are your favorite triggers of ASMR? Like, I don't talk about ASMR either, because I feel like people are like, oh yeah, I know what ASMR is, like, it's whatever, like, it can be relaxing or it's weird, but, like, I used to be an ASMR fanatic. Like,
Oh no!
like, I know what
listen to
triggers
it
are good,
almost
what
every
this and
time I go to
that.
bed. It is genuinely, like, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, no, somebody in a mic going like this into your ear, like, it's strange.
It's weird.
It's strange and it's weird.
But, like, when you get into it, like, at least for me, like, you get it.
It's calming though. It's relaxing.
It is,
Like,
yeah.
I'm fucking pass out when I listen to ASMR. Like, deep sleep.
I didn't know.
The only time I wake up is to take my AirPods out. But my favorite triggers though, definitely see, I'm very picky with my
Okay.
ASMR. So, like, whispering and stuff like that is very, like, close whispers, like this kind of.
I can get that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Val, like, if you had to choose a trigger of yours, because you don't really dive into ASMR like that, but
I didn't know you could. I'm not gonna lie.
that's what I'm saying. It's not a very talked about. I would love to do a whole episode on ASMR while we talk like this.
Wow.
I'm sorry about that, listeners. That was probably sensitive, but what would be yours, you think?
I don't know. I think the whispering is all I've really heard. I've heard people eating, like, that was like a thing. I don't really like that though.
Yeah.
I don't like the eating.
I don't like the eating, but that's
Lip
what I thought ASMR was really. Can you guys give me listening
I
more?
actually-
There's
maybe
like tapping,
I actually-
scratching of the mic.
Oh,
I don't like that. I don't like
actually
that.
did a whole for a presentation for class. It was all about, like, dopamine and, like, easing to the mind. I don't even know what class it was because it had to do with film. I don't know. Oh no, just kidding. Not a film class. It was global perspectives.
Oh, I took that class.
It was global perspectives, and the requirement was to do a just like a presentation on the mind. So I talked about ASMR because I knew more knowledge about that. And it's this whole, like, chemical release with dopamines. It's really fascinating and cool. But my favorite trigger, since we're talking about it, is it's interesting because I have to be awake for it, and then I'll, like, fall asleep. But in order for me to, like, get all relaxed, I have to watch. So it's hand movements.
I literally was
gestures.
gonna be like, is it the?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
that. So people will literally, like, stare into the camera and, like, act like they're grabbing or make the sounds of, like, like, it's sensitive right now, but like that
Hand sounds.
hand sounds,
guys.
but you have to do this whole movement. I don't know, something about it. It's so weird. Like saying it out loud, it sounds like I'm a freak.
No, it sounds like we're like
Sounds
really
like we're
weird.
crazy, but
I promise we're not.
Maybe it's a theater kid thing.
all right.
All right, listen.
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 Kidding.
But no, yeah, I get it. So that's totally understand. But that's a de-stressor for you, you would say, with like
Yeah.
anxiety.
Yeah, something that I do like, cause like I had like a terrible one on the 4th of July, like a terrible.
Like anxiety attack.
Yes, like pins and needles in my hands
Oh,
and
wow.
stuff, like shortness of breath, like I felt like I was gonna die.
Does
And,
that
like,
trigger from something?
It
Or-
just happens.
Interesting.
Like I don't know what. Well, okay, it does trigger from something. It's like, all right, so I don't anymore at all, and I'm actually very proud of myself for it. But I used to like smoke like a lot of weed, like a lot. Like I loved it, and I don't know. Like one night I was just on my couch in my apartment watching Indiana Jones. I want to say it was Last Crusade, and I don't know. Like I just sat there and I was like, it just started getting very uncomfortable, and I was like, wow, like my left shoulder blade like is tightening, like it just kind of hurts, and then like I don't know what it was. Like I just started getting very uncomfortable and like anxious, and then like the past few days, because I didn't know what it was or anything like that, like I was just very anxious for like a good amount of days.
So
And-
what, it was the weed that like it was the
Yeah.
smoking that triggers it. So
Yeah.
when you said that you've recently like been starting to feel a little anxious like this past couple like however like what is the trigger like
Like I'm a hypochondriac, so like literally anything that feels off in my body, I'm like, all right,
I'm dying.
this is it. I'm gonna drop dead right here. I give myself maybe a few more weeks, and I'm out.
That's so scary.
No, it is. It is actually like it's terrible. It's awful. But like and I mean like don't get me wrong, like I'm not like diagnosed or anything like that, but like from the amount of friends of mine that have anxiety and suffer from all that. Like I talked to my step-uncle about it on the 4th of July when I came home. Like I was supposed to go to a beach with some friends of mine, and we were gonna hang out in a hotel and stuff. But as I was sitting in the car, I was like I just started getting uncomfortable again, and then eventually I told my friend, like, you need to take me home. Like, I'm sorry to be that kid, but you got to take me home.
Wow.
It took me home, and I immediately just like turned on like a steaming hot shower and just sat there, let the water hit my back, and I felt a bit better. And then like when I talked to my step-uncle about it, like what I'm feeling, what all that stuff, like literally everything that I was feeling, he had as a kid. He was like, yeah, I never mentioned anything about the pain right here, but he was like, yeah, when I would get it really bad, right here started to tense up. I'm like, yes. I'm like, yes.
That.
Yes. So like I
Well,
know it is anxiety.
yeah, you don't need a diagnosis to say it. Like you feel it. You're feeling all the symptoms.
You know it type.
Yeah. Wow. So, I mean, at least you're finding your ways to cope with it. You're finding your ways. I feel like, do you do a lot of like talking? You're talking to yourself about it?
I just like try to remind myself like it's anxiety,
Yeah.
and like it's
But
my
you're okay,
brain.
it's okay.
Yeah, like it's my brain telling me like it's just my brain trying to
Because that's
play
what
tricks.
I don't have anxiety, but I know that I'm a very big overthinker. I tend to drive myself into panic mode, and I'll tell myself, and like I myself will maybe go into a big negative self-talk, and I'll do all this, and so then I have to step back and be like, okay, stop, like you're fine, this is fine, so and so will fix this, or so and so will be okay, or whatever, and I have to talk to myself, and if I don't do that, like I'll just blow up. Like for me, I do a very big thing where I start like hiving on my chest. And if I get really nervous, my chest will get into like these red,
It's scary.
it's red,
I'm like, Val, what are you turning into?
my neck starts flaring up, and I start getting because that's just me overthinking. And I overthink myself to death. And so I think the way I cope with it and everything is talking to myself, a bath.
Yeah, No, I listen to ASMR and I take a hot bath.
Oh, see,
That's
there
how
you
I-
go.
ASMR in the bath too?
Yes.
Wow.
That's how I calm myself down.
You guys are bath people, huh?
I love a good bath.
I don't remember the last time I've taken a bath. I mean, it sounds delightful with a nice little. What are those things that go in the water? Those bomb? What are
That's
those?
actually
bath
that's actually
bombs.
really bad for you. So don't do
Bath
that.
bombs. Yeah, no.
Don't
but,
do that.
But that was the last time I took a bath was with a bath bomb. But I feel like, cause also like, I would say like I don't get like crazy anxiety. I've never had an anxiety attack, but like you, like I overthink, I overanalyze, and it can cause me to feel like a little bit anxious and all that. Maybe next time I'll try a bath, but I feel like for me, I guess like religiously I pray, that's my piece of comfort, but also listening to music is such a big thing for me. Listening to music and like taking a, like super cheesy, but like taking a deep breath in and out is so helpful. So helpful. I mean, I always thought when I was younger, like, why are people teaching us this to do like breathe in, breathe out? But now that I can go under stress, that has been a good factor. in your health.
When I was in 6th grade, I was braiding my hair and I started like, I don't know, doing the whole thing. Like I was like freaking out a little bit and my heart started going crazy and I think I stopped breathing and then my mom took me to the hospital because I was a little dramatic, I'm not gonna lie. But I had to have a whole x-ray and a whole thing and they were like, yeah, you just had a little panic attack, that's all. And I was like, oh, okay. That's it. But all I have to do is just breathe. I also go on runs because I can't think while I'm running. For some reason, I can run and I try to think and I'm like, okay, whatever, and I can't. So I go into this blank space and so I run. Am I a fast runner? No, but it's a good little vibe. I ran on a run today, guys.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
So, to kind of conclude this episode, Cameron, what would you tell people who are trying to be aspiring actors who also have anxiety? What would you say is your best advice to them, kind of dealing and collecting, not collecting, but like dealing with both and pursuing that?
I'd say for your anxiety, everything's gonna be okay. It is. I can swear to you that it will be. You might feel like you're dying. You're not, okay? I promise. But for trying to be an aspiring actor, because I mean, I tell myself this all the time, it will work out. It's just gonna take hard work and it's gonna take a bit. Unless, you've got that lucky opportunity that just so happens that somebody was watching you in a crowd, or, you put something out online and the right person saw it and now they're trying to reach out to you, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean,
Lots of self-words of affirmation.
yeah, and then I would say watch interviews with famous actors because they give a lot of good advice about what they do. Like Christian Bale, for example, I saw this one where he will take a piece of paper and he will write down the thoughts that the character is having in that scene.
Oh, I like that.
So it's just it's all that. It's all about that.
I love that.
Thank you. That was
Thank you
great.
so
Great
much,
advice.
Cameron. We loved having you here.
Thank you for having me.
Aw. So you guys can tune in next Wednesday for our next interviewee. And thank you so much for watching. We need to tell them to subscribe. So subscribe.
Oh yeah, subscribe. Tell Cameron.
Subscribe, guys. Drop a like and comment down below.
Comment down below, and if you're listening on Spotify, drop a follow on our Spotify
Drop a follow,
account.
and can you like a Spotify? I'm not sure, but if you can, you better do
Yeah,
it.
and if not, then that's okay. But thank you guys for watching. We're All Strangers Podcast.
Navigating life together.
Oh wait.
Wait.